Good evening. To answer the first question, yes, I'm quite nervous. This will be my first debate, and let's see how this goes. What I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'd like to explain why I would like to run as the supervisor of Stony Point. My name is Peter Muller. My wife's name is Lauren. I have 4 children. Peter, 25, Manhattan College graduate. My son Zachary, who's 21. He's at University of Orlando. My daughter Katie just started Albany, and my son Ben is over in Muller. Born and raised in the county. I'm one of 10 children that was raised in the county. We've been living up here for 25 years. Stony Point has been our home. Some of the reasons I want to be supervisor in our great town. I have great passion for our town. I want our town to be a place where our children can grow up and stay and raise their families. 2 points I'd like to make out, or bring out tonight. 2 reasons that I'd like to elaborate a little further on. Is some of the poor planning that this town constantly does, and about accountability. First point that I'd like to bring out when it goes towards poor planning. By now, most people have heard about the resolution that has just been passed to sell the golf course, Letchworth Village, and it includes our Little League fields. It's been said late today that it was never meant for our Little League fields to be included in this sale of the property. If you look at the resolution, the lot number is stated that Little League fields are included in this sale. I was in town hall. I saw the plan, which included the stadium that they're speaking of. I told them then and there, I pointed out that the stadium sits on our fields. The answer was, well, this is early projections and we're not really sure, and it's very early in stages. Next thing you know, we have a referendum that will allow this property to be sold. People say that the sale of this property will relieve our burdens, we'll get out from underneath our debt, and it'll bring tax revenues in. When you look at the resolution on page 3, it clearly says that if the developer does not get grant money, which is money given to him, the town of Stony Point shall reimburse the American corporation for all the remediations of these buildings. You think we're getting out from underneath these buildings? If they don't get grant money, we will pay for the asbestos removal and the demolition of these buildings by giving them a 20-year tax break. We don't get out from underneath it. If we sell the Letchworth property, this building goes. The seniors will not have a place to go. We need to build them a new building. And with what money? Because we're not getting any money out of this sale of this property. We're only getting out from underneath our debt. We will have to build a new justice court. We will have to get a new building for the Parks Department because they won't have a place to operate at. Cornell University will not have a place to go. Not to mention our Little Leaguers, our children won't have a place to go. That's all incorporated. Nobody has taken this into account. There's a very troubling clause in this referendum. It says that the committee people who serve on the town board now will be the ones that will see this project through, whether they sit on this town board or not. So from now on, if I could finish, please. And I have the right to refuse. I would like to finish this. They will be the people from the beginning to the end to see it through, even if you don't like what they're doing. I believe that the town people of Stony Point had put a referendum forth to build this golf course. I think it should be the people of Stony Point that decide whether we sell this golf course or not. This project has moved along way too quickly, and it is not right.
Point of information?
Sir.
Do you have a thought in your mind or a position where you would take, where you think it would be beneficial for the town to sell the golf course? Or do you have a dollar amount in your mind?
I don't know if we should sell the golf course or not. My feeling is that we worked long and hard to build this golf course. I would like to keep it as one of the only real assets this town has. In 12 years, it turns around. We no longer put any money into it, and it will make money for the town. I would love to see portions of Letchworth developed. I believe we can get developers in to do that, and not at our expense to clean these buildings up. As far as the golf course, I am open to all propositions that would come forward, but one that makes real sense for the town. Another point that I'd like to make about about poor planning. We just, if I could just finish this one point that I'm going to. In July, the town board authorized $17,000 to be spent to develop a plan to build their halfway house on the golf course, and allotted over $300,000 to build this halfway house. That's $317,000. Why are we spending that money? The intention of the town board is to sell it, in which case we get no more money back from the sale of the golf course. We just spent over $80,000 to fix a road on Spring Street. The problem is nobody lives on the road. It's a service road that leads to Tilcon. $80,000. I've been to town board meetings where they argued for 45 minutes over an SRO officer, a school resource officer, and they wanted to spend $1,300. Our police chief had come forward and said, we need this. They spent 45 minutes arguing about an SRO officer for $1,300. Another time they spent half an hour arguing over a stop sign, the cost of a stop sign. However, they're willing to spend $80,000 on the road, which nobody uses. George.
Okay, thank you. Again, coming back to this referendum, what is the source of this referendum that you are referring to?
This is one that was passed at the town board meeting last week, the last town board meeting. I have it, you can see. It was passed 5-0.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Point of information? I believe that was not a referendum, I believe that was a resolution, which I do not...
I'm sorry,
resolution.
Resolution. For planning, we put this bridge in, approximate cost $14 million. We got nothing for the use of Lowland Park. That building company took over our park. They built the bridge under our park. We got nothing out of it. That is incredibly poor planning, poor hindsight. They're going to fix our roads, which they broke up down there, and they're going to fix anything they damaged. That should have been incorporated where our town received money for the use of that property, and we did not receive it. We can do far better. I will watch closely. I will be a part of it. Things are getting by that should not be getting by. I have a passion for this town. I'm a business owner in this town. I will run it like a business, take input from the good people who have a passion to see it go through and be done as well. There's a lot of good talent out there. I will tap on that talent also. We can do far better. Let's build a better Stony Point together.
Good, you have 2 minutes.
Anybody?
Well, you're almost 2 minutes.
And 15 seconds open.
Sir.
What do you have in mind for holding down the budget for Stony Point? What is your...
I think we can look at a lot of areas. The way we can hold it down is we can get new businesses.
You'll keep going. You have 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Finish it. I want to hear the answer.
Yes, gentlemen, finish.
Since I've been on the planning board, I've been very helpful in expediting getting businesses brought in. Not cutting corners, but expediting. We need more businesses brought in. We need Stony Point to be a better, more friendly place to do business. And I'll give you one example that happened at the last planning board meeting. The applicant came forward. They want to rebuild the Shell gas station on the corner of West Main and 9W. And one of the planners had said we should turn the building around so that the back end of the building is against 9W, that everybody would look at the back of the building. Only one person thought that was a good idea. Everybody else wanted it the way it was laid out, where you see the front of the buildings and have the islands closer to 9W. They were going to make this developer draw up a whole set of plans and put a whole presentation just to appease one person. And I spoke out. I said, there's no need. If the whole board wants to see it the way it's being presented, why would we make the applicant spend a phenomenal amount of money just to put forth another plan, delay his project another 6 to 8 months just to appease one person? That doesn't make sense. I am for streamlining. I am for getting businesses brought in. I also think we could look at some of the expenses that we are laying out. There's a lot of talk about the amount of money we're spending on attorneys and town attorneys. I think we really need to take a close look at what we're spending. In years past, we didn't come near the amount of money that we have spent in the last 4 years. We will take a very close look as to how we can do better with the money being spent. Is there any other questions?
Actually, 15 seconds.
15 seconds. I thank you for your time. I very much would like to be your supervisor, and please consider me. Thank you.